Hello, my name is Susan Billings and I'm the blogger for all things green at tucson.com/gardening. And today we're going to talk about composting with Brandon Merchant. Hi Brandon.
Hi Susan.
So tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Brandon Merchant and my company Southwest Victory Gardens specializes in the design, installation, and maintenance of organic vegetable gardens. And a big part of that is helping folks with compost.
This is typically for do-it-yourselfers. What are some of the materials they would use? Today we're going to look at concrete block. They could always do brick.
Well, basically I recommend anything that they can find. Concrete blocks are a great material. Wood, if you have wood or you enjoy working with lumber. Wire mesh bins are pretty popular. You can use recycled products, so things like wood pallets. You always definitely want to be careful when using wood pallets.
Yeah, you don't want to use wood that's been chemically treated.
Correct.
So there's a way to check for that. But pallets are also cheap. You could get them used sometimes.
Yep.
And how big should the compost pile be, or the container be?
If you're building a bin from scratch, I recommend a 3 foot by 3 foot if you're doing square. If you're using wire mesh to make a round bin, 3 foot diameter.
When you build something, for instance, from concrete block or brick, you should leave one side open, right?
Oh, of course, yeah. You want to be able to access the pile.
Right.
You can create a hinged door, you can leave it completely open, you can use a slat wall design to make it so as you build the pile higher, you're adding the slats. There's so many different ways you can do it, but having one side accessible so that you can tear the pile down and rebuild it is going to make your job just so much easier.
Right. Now, should people cover their compost pile?
Oh, most definitely. As soon as your pile is built or complete, you want to cover it with some sort of insulating. You can use, if you have old newspaper lying around or old cardboard boxes, anything just to make sure the sun is not hitting it directly.
Right.
Some folks go as far as building shade structures over their compost piles.
So the point about composting is it's the most important place to start for gardeners. Healthy soil is really the key when you're gardening.
Yeah, you are correct. So gardening and composting really go together. I started my compost pile the day I started my first garden because there's a symbiotic relationship between the two. It's especially important here in the desert where our soils are lacking in nutrients as well as organic matter and oxygen and other things. And compost helps us to put all of those nutrients back into the soil as well as improving the structure of our soil so that plants can grow better. It puts oxygen and water holding capacity, all these things that plants really need to be strong and thrive.
Soil aeration is important, the organic matter. Also, you want to reduce the alkalinity of the soil, and compost will help you do that.
Oh yes.
Right? Yeah, and that's really important in the desert here.
It's probably the best thing we can do for our soils, both in our garden and our landscapes, is to reincorporate organic matter in the form of compost.
Thank you, Brandon. For more tips, go to tucson.com/gardening for tips on how often to water, how often to turn your pile, and more advanced tips about how to get your pile heating up. And thanks for watching.